Hey everyone, I'm back again. It is Wednesday evening. It is almost 8 o'clock p.m. So anyway, today's been kind of interesting. This morning when I got up, I get up very early. I'm usually the first one awake in the morning. I got up, got dressed and everything, and I went upstairs and was like, taking my medicine, and then I started to try and brush my teeth. And I have very sensitive teeth. I cannot brush my teeth with cold water. It has got to be like hot or warm water. So I turned on the hot water and stood there for about a minute or two, then checked it with my fingers, and it was like room temperature. And so I thought, oh well, maybe there's just, not any hot water in the pipes because it's been sitting all night or whatever. Another minute went by and I checked it again and still no hot water. And then, I waited so long that I got to the point where, if I keep standing here waiting and not brushing my teeth, I'm gonna end up leaving late, and then I'll be late getting to work, and then I'll just throw off my whole day. So I went ahead and just brushed my teeth with the room temperature water. And I left a note on my mom's desk in the kitchen, a note that said, "No hot water." And she would know what that means because we have had service people come to the house the past few days. We had a guy come to check the dishwasher. Remember, I think I told you guys about that. Yes, I did. The guy who came to check the dishwasher. It turns out the dishwasher, the reason it's not washing properly actually is because the way it's been getting loaded, with all the weight towards the back of the dishwasher. The guy basically explained to us that the way newer dishwashers are designed, you're not supposed to do that. So, since I'm the one who loads the dishwasher in the evening, people kind of, I don't know, I just kind of have this feeling that there's this silent agreement among them that it's my fault somehow. I don't know. So, anyway. And it also turns out that the connection and the drain line, there's something wrong there too, and there's a bad smell that comes out of the sink sometimes, and I don't know, it's something I always suspected that setup in the kitchen with the dishwasher and the two sinks and the garbage disposal, something was weird just because of the smell, and every dishwasher that's ever been in that kitchen up there has always leaked into the room below. So, I don't know. But, something about the water heater had also been mentioned, and something about the gas line. Now, there were people here yesterday, or was it the day before yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. I'm sorry, my days get kind of mixed up somehow. But they were here digging a hole next to the house to check a gas line or something, and while they were here, one of the guys had to actually come into the house and come do something with the water heater, and he said, oh, it'll recalibrate itself, or it'll reset itself, or something like that. And it's a gas water heater. And so he left, and so I knew about this, and so this morning when I got up and thought there was no hot water, I was kind of freaking out because I hadn't taken a shower last night like I really wanted to. I just didn't have the time, didn't feel like it. So I just went to bed as is or whatever, and so my plan was to just take a shower when I got home this morning. And so when I got home this morning, when I was driving home, actually, it was just worried, going, oh my god, if there's no hot water and the water heater's busted and someone's having to fix it and blah 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 blah, it's just gonna screw up everyone's day. It's just gonna suck. So, but it turned out actually that the guy who came inside and looked at the water heater and fiddled around with it or whatever, he was wrong. That water heater actually does not recalibrate itself. You have to actually do something to make it remember what it's supposed to do or something. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it seems like water heaters really haven't evolved very much in the last couple of decades. The same way that things like phones and televisions and things like that, and also, and washers and dryers too. I mean, they have digital displays on them now. 20, 30 years ago, you couldn't get a washer or dryer that was like that. But also 20, 30 years ago, if you bought a washer and dryer or a dishwasher, it lasted more than just 3 or 4 years. I mean, back in 1975, if you bought a brand new washer and dryer in 1975, when 1985 rolled around, it still worked fine, and you could give it to your 20-year-old kid when they're moving out. And they get to use it for another 5 years, and then maybe it would have to be junked. But nowadays, it seems like things like that, things that are supposed to be durable goods, refrigerators, TVs, washing machines and dryers, dishwashers, things of that nature, you buy them in like, if you bought one in like 2005 or 2006, it's probably already taken a big shit. I mean, it's probably just crapped out completely and it's costing you money. They just don't make things the way they did in previous decades. So, I mean, you just get cheap crap. So, there you go. Anyway, I was very relieved to find that actually the water heater was fine. So the first thing I did this morning was, took care of some things in my room, and then I took a shower, and I was standing there thinking, like, how fortunate we are, or how fortunate I am. I don't know where everybody else is who's watching this, that we, live in a world, or this is a developed country, and we have things like water heaters. I mean, there are parts of the world where people could go for months without bathing because there is just no water, let alone a fucking device to make the water hot for them. So, I don't know. I mean, sometimes it takes an incident like that to make me realize what a brat I can be sometimes. I think in a way, a lot of people are brats in their own way. So, nothing interesting happened on the bus. My middle schoolers were just loud. I had to threaten a couple of them with misconduct forms. Like, I keep a stash of stuff in a milk crate underneath the dashboard, like by my feet. And it's got like a binder with like all the student information, like addresses, phone numbers, names, this, that, and the other, and everything. And I've also got like a thick, they're on a clipboard. It's a stack of misconduct forms, pardon me, and the stack is like that thick. I mean, yeah. So I just took the clipboard out and held it up, and I'm like, girls. I mean, I'm looking like in the mirror, and I'm going, girls. I told you once, I told you twice. Quit screaming. And they just looked at me, and everybody carried on as they were, but they weren't screaming. So it worked. Sometimes it takes that little nudge. Sometimes if they physically see something, like if you can threaten them with something and they can physically see it, I think that makes a big impact. It's, psychological warfare with teenagers actually goes a long way. I mean, you kind of have to mind fuck them a little bit. And, I mean, hey, it works. I mean, especially with, kids that are, younger teenagers, middle schoolers, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. Oh, I mean, you have to learn how to figure out how to play them, and manipulate them, and that's how you get them to behave. And if that's what you have to resort to in order to get, there to be peace and harmony and a safe environment on your bus, then that's what you have to do. And I don't feel guilty about it at all whatsoever. It's what I have to do, then fine, I'm going to do it. As long as I'm following the rules that are prescribed by the institution where I'm employed, which is the public school system around here. So I don't break any of the rules. There are plenty of bus drivers who do. I'm not one of them. But anyway, that's enough ranting anyway. I'm sorry. But I went to Walmart today, actually, and I grabbed a few things because I have this idea for the next DIY thing I want to show for you guys. And it's just a matter of finding a couple more things, but I'll show you what I did find. And you might be able to guess what this project is going to be. It's going to be something actually kind of small and simple, and it's something that actually people like to do with kids. And it's something I'm sure you've seen probably in offices, schools, anywhere that there's a desk that multiple people have access to. You've probably seen these sitting around, and they can be a lot of fun, but I like to venture away from the conventional. I'm sure you figured that out about me by now, but anyway, I'm going to show you what I got. So anyway, I gotta make sure there's nothing completely embarrassing in here that I forgot about. Hang on. Well, who cares? I guess if it's in here, I don't have to take it out of the bag, do I? Okay. Ooh. Oh, I forgot about this. This was in the clearance bin, but it's all these cool little chains, and I'm actually going to use a few of these to create new necklaces for some of my pendants to hang on, because I had this leather jacket that I found at the Goodwill, and it had a bunch of cuts and stuff in it. So I went ahead and just bought it and brought it home and cut it into long skinny strips and actually created necklaces and stuff with it. But it turns out that when you go to I did a double knot, a side-by-side double knot, like a Titan, like you have a piece and there's a knot on one side, and you have the other piece and there's a knot there, and you gotta pinch them and pull to tighten the necklace, and then you gotta hold one piece and push the knot up to loosen the necklace, to make the neck part bigger. But anyway, it's not working out because apparently leather, if you cut it into strips, depending on what kind of leather it is, could be quite stretchy. And it's So I'm just gonna have to just take those strips of leather and just cut the pendants off of them and use chain instead. So I don't know if I'm going to do a video about that or not really, because it's actually so simple. I'd feel as though if I did a video about it, I'd be insulting people. Like, I mean, it's so simple, but I mean, I guess I can do a video and I'll incorporate it in somewhere, and either, I guess if you want to watch it, you can watch it. If you don't want to watch it, you don't have to watch it, whatever. But anyway, these little chains, found those. Okay, and I don't know what I'm going to do with these just yet. And, like, I'm not really into, like, sparkly things. I mean, well, it depends on what it is, really. But, yeah, I got some of these little adhesive, red stones, and I got some black ones. And I got some of these things. They're just these adhesive little, like, interesting little motif, like, floral-looking decal. They're puffy, too. Like, they have text, they're thick and puffy. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do with them yet, but we'll see. So, there's those. I'm sorry I keep scratching my nose. It's just that my skin gets real dry this time of year and it's itchy, so sorry about that. Oh, got some like super glue stuff because a pair of my boots is, like the sole is becoming slightly detached from the rest of the boot, so I'm going to re-glue it this weekend. And hopefully it'll actually stick and stay. So, and I'm not even sure what this is. It's a type of Scotch tape, but it says washi tape. Let me see that. I don't know what the heck washi tape really is. And like you can see, like I tried to kind of open it a little bit at the store to see if I could find like the end of the tape, but like it's so in there so far I would have had to open up the whole thing, and then like I would have felt like an ass, because if it was something I ended up not wanting and I left an opened up package of something laying on a shelf, I just feel like it's tacky when people do that in stores, so I didn't do that. I went ahead and just bought it because it was only like $2, but you can see it's got these like really cool like black and white stripes, and I was like, ooh, that's like very Beetlejuice like, or like just very Tim Burton. And so I went ahead and bought that. I got some sparkly silver duct tape. And some purple sparkly, just glitter tape. And the last thing I got is these basic just black ink pens. So there's one more item that I need, and Walmart had a really shitty selection of those items, and I didn't have anything that would have lended itself well to what I want to do otherwise. So I just skipped out on trying to find that item at Walmart, and I'm going to go ahead and like try to make a trip maybe to Joann or something this weekend, and I'll be able to use coupons this time, yes, because I didn't trash my coupons and my mom didn't trash them. So this is a good thing. This is going to be very helpful that I can get to Joann and actually find what I need and not have to pay full price for it. So, yeah. So, yeah, it's been about 14 or 15 minutes since I first started talking, and I feel this this segment of the video is getting just a little bit too long. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and stop recording. See you soon again. Bye. Hey everyone. It is Friday morning, and kind of a follow-up to what was going on at work earlier this week with another driver being out and her kids having to ride my bus with my kids and me having to take them home. So anyway, for the most part, it's been a fairly easy week. I haven't had any real problems. But yesterday, this other bus driver was still out. I mean, I'm starting to worry about her. I'm kind of wondering if she's horribly sick or if she got injured during her vacation or whatever it was she was supposedly taking. But anyway, her kids were on my bus again, and all afternoon activities there's nothing on Thursday. Like, there's no sports, there's no clubs, there's no academic tutoring, there's no nothing going on usually. So I had like, oh my gosh, like 51 or 52 teenagers on my bus, and my kids who know what I will and will not stand for were monsters. I mean, certain ones that are kind of monsters all the time anyway, usually, just a little bit. I mean, they were so over the top, it was unbelievable. It was pouring rain all day yesterday, and some of them must have had to clean out their lockers or something, because a lot of them had like plastic bags with like notebooks and changes of clothes or shoes or things they were bringing like home or whatever. And so anyway, sorry about the shaking, I'm holding the camera. But anyway, so the bus was crowded and cluttered, the windows were all up because it was raining, it was loud, it was miserable. And so at some point during the route, because what I normally do actually is just to all week what I've been doing is taking my kids home first, doing my route first, and then doing the other driver's route and getting her kids off the bus. But since they were being so loud and so obnoxious, I decided to just go ahead and cut across the major road that divides the two routes and circle around and get rid of a few of the other drivers' kids at their stops, and then come right back and pick up my route where I left off, because one of those stops that I was taking care of real quick, like 10 kids get off at one of these stops. And so I figured, okay, that'll reduce the noise, it'll kind of reduce the obnoxiousness, and because they were like getting out of their seats and stuff too. And so I decided to do this, and the instant I didn't make that turn I was supposed to make, when I went across the major road, my kids, the ones who were being bad, went absolute apeshit. They started whining and complaining, oh my god, now we're gonna be the last ones off because this stupid bus driver is gonna take the other driver's kids home first. This is so stupid, this is so unfair, this is bullshit, this fucking sucks, this is fucked up. I want off the bus. I'm gonna call my mom and ask her if she can come pick me up at the corner. And I just, you know, when they're doing that, the best thing to do, honestly, is just ignore them. Sometimes the best response is no response at all. None whatsoever. Just let them run their mouth, let them act stupid. They'll simmer down. It'll stop. You know, if you engage in it and you comment and you respond to them, then you're validating them. And they're just going to keep getting under your skin deeper and deeper, and they're going to drive you to do something that you're going to end up feeling really embarrassed about and that you're going to have to explain to your boss later. So, anyway, just ignored them. But, long story short, you know, they weren't really doing anything that warrants me having to, like, punish them by writing a misconduct form, or, you know, asking the office to pull them out of their last class for a few minutes to sweep the bus, because bus cleaning is a punishment that I use, and actually it is rather effective. But anyway, so anyhow, I decided actually the best punishment sometimes is seeing someone else being rewarded. You know, so I decided what I was going to do was, I was like, you know, I need to come up with some kind of reward or treat or goodie to give to students who were polite and respectful and patient while we had to share our bus. Students who were ornery, who were rude, who complained, and who were disrespectful and unruly, they're not getting anything from me. Period. So anyway, I went to Walmart and spent, oh god, you don't want to know how much I spent on these freaking kids. Quite a bit on candy. And I'm actually going to like put like you know, handfuls. I'm going to divide it up into baggies actually even, and I might even write their names on it just to add that hint of like, oh, that hint of specialness and appreciation. So anyway, I'm going to show you the candy. This giant bag of whatever that is. Candy, yes. I don't know. I don't know what various certain little candies are called. There was a time when I was a big candy eater, but not so much anymore, so... But yeah, there's quite a few things in there, and I might pick out a few things for myself. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. Now these are for me, because I do like fruity, chewy candies. I'm not really nuts about Twizzlers, but these Twizzlers, for some reason, they're a little softer. They're not as waxy. So anyhow, and I got Airheads. I love Airheads, but these days I just can't eat that stuff. And I got a whole bunch of these, like, fun-size Hershey bars. I figured each baggie will have a Hershey bar, maybe a couple of Airheads, and then a handful of whatever's in this assorted thing. So, candy haul for kids who actually deserve it. And there you have it. And I'll continue this a little bit later. So, toodles. Hey everyone, I'm back. It's still Friday. It's Friday evening. It's almost 8 o'clock. So, on the bus this afternoon, well, I ended up not handing out candy to all of the kids who have been polite and respectful and patient while we've had to share our bus. At least not to any of my kids. The other driver who's been out, I did manage to give out treats to the kids of hers who have been good, because they were the very last little group of kids off the bus this afternoon. Because before I even pulled away from the school, they were all being so loud and so obnoxious and such complete assholes. I thought to myself, I mean, I just knew that if I were to get the candy out and try to give them the little bags of candy I made for them, like what during the bus route, all hell would end up breaking loose. I'd have to listen to twice as much mouthing and bullshit from these asshole kids. And so I thought, I'm going to take care of the good kids from the other driver's bus this afternoon after everybody else is off the bus. I'll take care of them. And then on Monday morning, when we pull up to the school, I will dismiss the students of mine who are not receiving any kind of treat or reward, and then the kids who are on the bus who are, the ones who are getting a treat for being polite and having to endure sharing the bus and were patient and nice about it, they will remain on the bus, and I will give them their goodies, and then I will send them on their way into the school. So that's how I decided to handle that. My God, they were monkeys. They were monsters. I'm sorry, I can't think of any other way to describe it. I don't know. So, I went to Walmart today, like I said, when I got the candy, but also got a couple of other things. I found some more. I found some more of this stuff, these chains, and because the other thing I bought, the other one, had like this dark silver here and this black here, which isn't enough for me. I wanted more black and more silver chains to work with, and the nice thing about buying the silver set is the fact that it has all the little findings and fasteners are also silver, whereas with the other set I got, they're all this like, you know, like, I'm sorry, you can't see that, like this like brass copper color, which, you know, nobody would really notice, but I would know it's there. I would know that the findings aren't matching the chain, so it would bother me. So, but now I've got, you know, a nicer assortment to work with. In case I, like, totally screw up a chain, I've got extras. And these are only, like, $3.25, I think. $3.22, actually. Yeah, $3.22. So if you go to, like, the little crafty area over at in Walmart, and look on like the quickie wall, there's like a section that's like put aside where they've got like just like little smaller assortments of items, like if like, you know, smaller little things of beads, smaller little bottles of glue, smaller little rolls of wire. You'll find these for $3.22. Not bad. So yeah. And I also found, actually, here we go. I found a pair of leggings, and they are my size, and what I'm planning on doing with them is I want to wear these when my boyfriend takes me to Rock on the Range. I can't wait for Rock on the Range. It's in May. I'm so excited. Anyway, I want to wear these, and what I want to do is I want to do the thing where you take, you know, I'm sure you've seen like some leggings or jeans will come with like a bunch of slashes and like cool textures and colors and stuff going on them. So I'm going to do that to these, and I'll do a video when I do it so you can see how to do it yourself, so you don't have to spend like $100 on a pair of fucked up jeans. So yeah. Alright, and I also got a couple other interesting items. Let me see here. I'm not sure really what this is. It's a dress of some kind. But the reason I got it is actually, I'm not actually going to wear it as a dress. I'm going to cut the bottom part of it off and just use this like lacy bit for something cool. So I'll probably actually attach it to a piece of elastic and create a skirt out of it. So I have a nice summer skirt to wear. I mean, with something else underneath it, obviously. I mean, I'm not going to walk around so people can see my ass, like, right through this lace. I mean, come on. In fact, there's a liner, like a slip, underneath of it already, so... And if I end up not using this, then, well, hell, it'll lend itself well to something. So... And this was like... Let's see, how much was this? $14. Yeah, I mean, that's a bit steep. I mean, if you're going for something you're just going to chop up. You know, normally I like to go and find this kind of stuff for these kinds of projects at the secondhand store, but lately the secondhand stores seem to be kind of dried up. I don't know. It's like mainly just like stuffy old lady type stuff in there, and I'm obviously not that stuffy. Even though I'm not wearing my makeup and I'm not all like earringed and necklaced out and like totally gothed out today, I mean, you can still tell that I'm not stuffy. So anyway, yeah, I'm not stuffy. I have no interest in like little, like satin, like pink little satin blouses with little pearly buttons, and or like white sweatshirts that have like little puffy paint hearts painted all over them, or some shit like that. I don't know. I don't do Christmas sweaters. I mean, just don't do little old lady. Sorry. Even though I'm probably going to be one someday. Actually, no, I don't want to be a little old lady. Like, you know, you think of an old woman, you think of like the decrepit old grandma. She's got like, you know, the fluffy, poodly, fluffy white hair, and she's got on thick glasses, and she's kind of hunched over, and she's wearing something like totally like old lady, you know. No, I'm gonna probably be like that creepy old woman who walks around like in like black clothes and has like the long silver hair like all the way down to her ankles or something, and she has it in a long braid or in a bun or something, and she has a bunch of cats, and she hits people with her cane, and she scares a shit out of all the kids in the neighborhood, and she has a loud old car, and she drives way too fast. Yeah, that's gonna be me. I'm gonna be like a goth version of like the little old lady from Pasadena. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Ha. And I found a tank top that I can wear like with skirts or underneath of something else that's too revealing. Just because I don't like to show a lot of skin. As I said before, I'm pretty modest. So there's that. And this was not even $5. Can't fucking beat that. I mean, as long as it doesn't shrink in the dryer, I mean, shit, I'm happy. And, you know, if it does shrink, I mean, I've still got this material that can be used for something else. It's ribbed, stretchy. I don't know if you can really see all that well, but yeah, it's ribbed, stretchy. So, and it does have this interesting, like, little lace detail up on the hem. So yeah, there's that. Okay, bag's empty. I'm all out. So, yeah. Well, I guess that's it. Oh, also, I do want to say one more thing, though. When it comes to my videos where I'm just talking about my day at work, or I'm talking about what my next DIY video is going to be, or I'm just kind of just talking and I'm just randomly, like, running my mouth about this mundane shit. Anyway, I decided I'm going to keep those things separate from my DIY videos, meaning my DIY videos, I'm going to try to keep the ranting to a minimum and just kind of keep it to short and to the point of, like, focused on about whatever the DIY or how-to project is, instead of doing all the rambling and ranting and talking and talking and talking. So, like, so those of you who enjoy to, like, hear my stories, or hear me talk about work, or hear me talk about, like, my family and what's going on and stuff like that, or if I do like you know, anything else, anything that's not DIY, that's going to be kept separate so that you guys who like those sorts of videos, you can watch them without having to fiddle around with watching me, you know, bend wires or watching me pull needles through thread. And, you know, and also on the same token, people who would rather be hearing me talk about how to do a jacket or how to make this or how to make that, or, you know, like my necklace trees, or how to do something with beads or with fabric or something, you know, my DIY and craft videos, so that those people who prefer those don't have to fiddle around with or, you know, muddle through listening to me talk. So yeah, I've decided I'm going to do that. So, and also I do want to say one thing to friends and family of mine who happen to subscribe to my channel or like the page on Facebook. Yes, I did. I created a page, DIY Darkling, on Facebook. So it's just one more way to like find me, or you can send me a message or something like that, and I'd be happy to like answer questions that way too, because YouTube actually really does not give you an alert if someone comments on your videos. So if you want to know something but you are worried that I'm not gonna be able to answer you via comment because I'm not gonna find it or something, you can always go like my Facebook page, DIY Darkling, and message me or communicate with me that way too. So, but anyway, I do have to lay down a couple of ground rules for friends and family who subscribe to the channel on YouTube or who like the Facebook page. At some point or other, there are going to be trolls and random idiots and jerks who want to leave nasty or critical or, you know, comments that, whether they're intended to piss me off or upset me or whatever or not. At some point, things like that's going to start happening. And honestly, if it doesn't bother me, then it shouldn't bother you either. Basically, what you know, if you're want to get the urge to white knight me and get into these little fights with these trolls and these freakazoids and these losers who leave those kinds of comments, don't fucking do it. Please, just don't. Just let them make a fool of themselves and let the rest of the general public just tear them to pieces. I mean, if you look around on YouTube enough and you see these mean comments left by people, you'll see there's like 500 more people will comment and tell them and basically beat them over the head. You know, proverbially, they'll get a pounding from everyone else who will stick up for the person who did the video or whatever. But yeah, but don't white knight me. Honestly, it's just pointless to get into arguments with those kind of people. That's what they want, generally. And if something they said doesn't bother me, I mean, don't let it bother you. So you're going to have to just fight the urge to want to white knight me and get into arguments or comment back to them or tell them off or whatever. So anyway, I mean, if they're that big of a problem, I'll take care of them. Like, I'll make it so they can't comment or whatever. So I mean, there you go. So, yeah, just don't worry about it. And honestly, those people who do that, I kind of think they're funny. I mean, I mean, like, people who do that, I am imagining, like, I don't know, I kind of picture some, like, loser who probably does not have a significant other. They're probably lonely. They're probably bored. They probably have nothing going for them other than the fact that they might have a 3rd grade reading level. I don't know. I find them kind of funny. I mean, like, I giggle, like, on Facebook and any other social media outlet where people can leave nasty, rude comments. You know, I kind of, like, read their drivel, and, like, a part of me is just totally on the floor laughing at them. So, like I said, if something that somebody says on a comment, that if it doesn't bother me, then don't let it bother you either. And definitely avoid getting into stupid arguments with them, because then you're just validating them. And then you're also flooding my stream of comments with argumentative stuff, which that actually pisses me off more. Like, seeing an argument go down with a troll actually pisses me off more than the initial comment left by the troll. So, okay, I am talking too much. I'm ranting. So anyway, I guess I'll see you guys later. I am going to do videos this weekend. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do next, but I guess you'll find out. Alright, good night.